Hello, this is John Capity, John Capity Guitar Academy, your monthly guitar coach. www.monthlyguitarcoach.com/, one-time offer to get an incredible rate on beginner guitar lessons. Get 24/7 access to a program, a live community to be a part of, and live group coaching twice per month. www.monthlyguitarcoach.com/, one-time offer. If that page is expired, we have a limited opportunity for that. If that page is expired, just go to www.monthlyguitarcoach.com for other great deals on a lifetime offer or a monthly option as well. Again, this is John Capity, your monthly guitar coach. And today we're in the Guitar 90 Easy Learning System. We're in week 1, lesson 1. And in that lesson 1 of week 1, we are doing Ode to Joy. Ode to Joy. Okay? So in your lesson, you'll also find an MP3 in there, and there's an MP3 that you can listen to hear how it sounds so you can compare. And it's obviously going to be at probably a quicker pace than you can play in the beginning, but that's okay. You just need to know what the ending sounds like, and most people will recognize this song and the next one we'll be doing, which is Happy Birthday. So you have a nice framework on how it should sound, which will make it playing it a little bit easier. Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to do Ode to Joy. Again, you do have an MP3, and you also have a PDF of the lesson showing you the notes and so forth. I'm going to do a quick screen share. In your Guitar 90 Easy Learning System course, week 1, lesson 1, you should find this. So this is our week 1, what's on our agenda. This is the very first thing you're going to do is after you've completed the beginner guitar survival kit, and there's a video that goes along with that, and you've also watched the how to hold a pick, how to hold your guitar video, so you have a good foundation. Once that's done, now we're officially starting your program, and this is Ode to Joy. Okay, so this is the lesson. This is what it looks like. Ode to Joy, of course, I did not write the song. It was by Beethoven. It's in the public domain, used with permissions and so forth. But this is what it looks like. Okay, it's just a one-page lesson. So to my right here, I have another bigger screen, and on that screen will be my lessons. Like Ode to Joy is on there right now. So I'm going to stop screen sharing so you can see what I'm doing on the guitar. So now I got a bigger picture of me, and if you see me looking over here, it's because I'm looking at the actual lesson, Ode to Joy. Okay, and I actually want to bring up one more thing on the screen share. We should review one more thing. It's in the Beginner Guitar Survival Kit, and let me just find it here. I'll tell you what it's called in just a moment. Guitar tabs, very simple. Just call it guitar tabs. You want to review this paper, so this is what we need for Ode to Joy. And let me screen share one more time so I can make sure we're all on the same page and we have the right lessons in front of us. And if you have a music stand, which I highly recommend that you get, music stands can be expensive. They can be up to $60. I would look for them on, garage sale sites, so forth. Used music stores are a great place to get them. But it is a very wise investment to get a music stand. And I highly recommend the one-piece larger stands, not the wire frame metal stand. Those are very flimsy. They get knocked over easy. Basically, if you breathe on them, they're going to fall over and your music's going to fly everywhere. So I recommend more of a heavy-duty stand. I don't have them in front of me right now because I'm using my desktop and computer and so forth. But they're fairly large. They're fairly large, and they're one-piece stands that are weighted and heavy, and they'll stay there, and you can put multiple pages. You can really get up to 3 pages on them at once. That's what I would recommend getting. If you go to musiciansfriend.com, possibly guitarcenter.com. Guitar Center actually owns Musician's Friend. However, I think Musician's Friend still has better deals than Guitar Center. You can get versions of them that might be metal or plastic. Some even fold up in a bag if you don't want it sitting out all the time. That are 20, $25. So musiciansfriend.com would be a great place to get one of those, or you can just go to any music store and grab a nice metal one that can range from $39 to $59 or so. But very wise investment in your learning, no matter what instrument really you're learning. So this is the page we need. This is the Guitar Tablature number system. We reviewed it in the Beginner Guitarist Survival Kit, so I'm just going to go real quick. I just want to remind you that the guitar is like upside down in the paper, and this is just the way it is. Somebody designed it like this, and we're years and years into it. It doesn't always feel like it makes sense on guitar because it feels like that low E string should be on top and the high E thin string should be on the bottom, but it's not. The high E string, again, I flipped my guitar over, is on top, and the low string is actually on the bottom. So when we're holding our guitar the right way, we have to remember when we're looking at tabs, when you're looking at a piece of tab, your low string, that low sound to your ear, is on the bottom, and the high sound, the thin string, the wiry string, is furthest away from you, and it's on the top of your page when you're looking at it. Okay, so I would have this paper directly next to Ode to Joy so I can reference back and forth when I'm learning. And same with Happy Birthday. The first few songs, maybe the first couple of weeks even, I would have that out just to be sure that you're learning the basics of guitar tablature number system. And really, you can get it very quickly. Most of my students can play Ode to Joy right in the first lesson. So it's now, can they play it up to speed in the first lesson? No, not typically, but they can play it enough to recognize the song and be able to hear it and to understand the number system. What's our goal here? Our goal is to be able to read guitar tablature. It's not to be able to reproduce an exact replica of how Ode to Joy should sound. Okay, so I've gotten students, especially adult students in the past, wanting to perfect Ode to Joy rhythmically and the sound and get it clean and clear and all. That's not our goal. So I need you to understand that is not the goal. The goal of Ode to Joy is to be able to read guitar tablature, to be able to find your frets on the guitar, and be able to play the right strings at the right time. Okay, if rhythm is off a little bit, if it's not perfect, if you're getting a little bit of clunky sounds as you're trying to try to play it, no big deal. This is just a basics. Get to know guitar tablature and relate what's on the page to your guitar. Get through the lesson, not play the lesson perfectly, but get through the lesson. Same thing with Happy Birthday. My lessons are completely designed for you to advance your skills, even if you don't realize it. Okay, so we're not looking for perfection in the Guitar 90 Easy Learning System. We're looking for getting through and getting to be able to at least recognize the sounds and be able to play the lessons. Okay, again, it's not based on perfection. It's far better for you to push through the lessons than to stop progress and try to perfect. Okay, really, you're playing guitar because you have your own music you want to play, or your own music you want to write, or your own performances that you want to do, whether that's your worship band or getting in a band and playing, or doing a school project, or just sitting in your bedroom or living room and jamming out, or being around a campfire, etc. Okay, so your whole job is to get through this Guitar 90 Easy Learning System to learn the basics of guitar and advance your skills so that you can ultimately do what you want to do. Okay, so keep that in mind as we go through our program here. But we need to reference this. Remember, each line on this is a string. Okay, string 6 is on the bottom, that low E. String 1 is on the top. Okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay, that's your tab. These numbers over here inside the lines here, or on top of the lines, will tell you what fret to play in. That is not telling you what finger to use, it's telling you what fret to play in. So if you see the 0 on string 5, the A string, the 0, okay, that's telling you that you play string 5 with no fingers on the guitar. Okay, you play it and no fingers on the guitar. If you have this 2 here, that 2 tells you that you're going to play inside the 2nd fret. That's not saying to use the 2nd finger, it's saying to be inside the 2nd fret. And it's on line 4 or string number 4. So we're on fret 2, string 4. Okay. Okay, so have that out when you're referencing for playing Ode to Joy. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. We're going to give you a sample of Ode to Joy and give you some quick tips along the way. Let me adjust my computer screen here a little bit for you. Okay, hopefully you got a good visual, and hopefully we got some decent sound going here. So remember, when you're playing a guitar and you're making a fretted note, playing a finger inside of a fret, we have all the space here. The fret is that wire. The space behind it is the box. That's what we play in. That's where we put our finger in. You're putting your finger behind the fret. You want to touch it. You don't want to be on top of it. If you're on top, you're hearing that. If you're too far away, you're hearing that. You can play a note way far away, but you have to work hard. You have to squeeze your thumb forward and pull your finger backwards and pinch really hard to get that note to come out. I'm working really hard, and I've been playing, over 30 years. And I'm working very hard, and it pinches my finger a little bit. We're trying to avoid pain for you. So in order to avoid pain, do this, and you'll get a better note and a better sound at the same time. We're going to take our finger from over here. We're going to put it right next to that fret bar, not on top of it, but right behind it. And you're going to push with your thumb and pull with your finger. You're just like you're trying to touch your finger and thumb together through the guitar. Okay, we don't have to hold super hard. You're not going to squeeze and put lots of tension into it. You're going to press as light as possible, but still making the note. Let me move my mouse pointer. Hopefully that's not in the video. Okay. So I'm right next to the fret, and I got a nice clean note. I'm not pressing too hard. I'm not exerting too much pressure. It's not hurting my finger as bad there. If you're just starting out, it might still hurt or pinch a little bit. You're pressing a wire to wood, okay? So nobody wants finger pain. I didn't want it in the beginning. No student wants it in the beginning. But you're pressing a metal wire to wood. It's going to pinch your finger a little bit. But if you follow what I'm saying, I can reduce your pain by about 70%. Okay, so who wouldn't want a reduction in pain by that much, right? Put your finger by the wire, and that is the easiest place to play the note, to get it to sound good, and it's the least amount of pain for you. Okay, so in Ode to Joy, in our first box in Ode to Joy, that's the tab box. You'll see each box has a line signifying the end of the tab. Maybe I'll do a quick screen share one more time here. Okay, so we're in Ode to Joy here. This box here, here's the line, okay, signifying the end of the measure. It's called a measure. From here to here is a measure. From here to here is a measure. Some of the lessons, not all, have the little numbers on top showing you what measure you're in, like measure 1, measure 2, measure 3. I don't think all the lessons have that, but some of them do. And so this box here is measure number 1, and we have a 0, 0, 1, 3 inside that. Okay. This 4/4 is just what we call a time signature. Don't really need to know about that too much, but 4/4 is standard or common time. The most frequently that you'll come across. It means there's 4 beats in a measure, and the quarter note gets a beat. And you'll learn that in a couple lessons from now. We'll learn a little bit more about that, and as you move along, you'll learn even more about that. Okay, again, up here, we have our standard notation, and down here we have our guitar tablature. This is the system that's exclusively for guitars down here. This is standard notation that your friends who are in band or play piano, etc., all read this. Some guitar players, mostly classical players and jazz players, read this as well. So you really don't need to know this right now. I have it on here for rhythmic purposes. Of course, at this point, we haven't talked about rhythm, so you're not that familiar with it, but these are quarter notes, meaning every time you have a beat, you're evenly spacing it out in the measure, you're playing a note. Okay, but anyway, we don't need to know that right now. That will come up. We'll teach you some of the basics here in week 1. But this is Ode to Joy. We'll give you a little sampling. Let me stop sharing the screen so you can see my guitar. Okay, and we have Ode to Joy. We have 0, and then a 0 again, meaning no frets. Okay. Now, I don't typically keep my guitar hand like this. I'm just doing that so you can have a nice visual that I have no fingers on the guitar. We get to that 1, and that means first fret. And the 1 is on line number 1 or string number 1. Again, I'm going to put that finger right next to the fret. I'm going to pinch my thumb and finger together like I'm trying to touch them. I'm going to play that note, and then we have a 3 next. Now, I recommend for the 3 that you use the third finger. The 3 does not mean to use your third finger. The 3 means fret number 3. The 3 means fret number 3, what you see on the paper or on your computer screen or your device. The 3 is the fret number, not the finger number. I'm just suggesting in this song that when you see a 1, you're going to use your index finger. And when you see a 3, you're going to use your ring finger. Okay? So, and I got a ring on my finger so you can see what I'm using when I use it. So we got a 0, 0, 1, 3. We're going to play open, 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 index finger to the third finger, the ring finger at the 3rd fret of string 1. We're going to play that again when we go into measure or box number 2. We're going to go back to the 1, to the 0, open, and then you'll see we have a 3 again. Now, something has changed with the 3. 3 is no longer on string number 1. It's now on string number 2 or line number 2. So that 3 is on string number 2. So I go to string number 2 with my third finger, not string 1, but string 2. Again, I'm right close to the fret bar, and I give a little pinch, pushing the thumb and the third finger together like we're trying to touch them. And we have that sound. Okay, so far we have... Now we go into the third box or the third measure. We have 1, 1, 3, 0. 1, 1, 3 is all on string number 2. Again, the ones we're going to play with our index finger, string 2, fret 1. Remember, the 1s mean what fret to play in. I'm just telling you to use your index finger. And then we go to a 3, and I'm telling you to use your third finger, but the 3 actually means the fret number. And the fret numbers are on top of the string that you're supposed to play. So that 3 is on top line 2, which is string 2. And then when we see the 0 goes back to string number 1. That's open, no fingers, right? Now, if I'm playing, all I did is barely lift my fingers up. You can see me kind of hovering. That's how I typically play. Keeping my fingers right there ready to play again. But for visual, for showing you, I'm going to do that so you know that I have no fingers on the guitar. I'm moving to the second line, which is starting with measure 4. I have a 0, and then I have 2 3s. The 3s are on string 2. Then we have a 0, 0, 1, 3. That's a repeat of measure number 1. And then we have 3, 1, 0, 3. I'm on the second line, measure 6. Those 3 1 zeros all on string 1. And the last 3 is on string 2. Now I'm going to go through, I'm going to play lines 1 and 2 for you. I'm not following a rhythmic time right now. Okay, so that completes line 1 and 2. We're moving into line number 3 where it says there's a little 7 above it. We got a 1, 1, 3, 0. 1, 1, 3 is on the second line, string 2. The 0 is on string 1. We move into the next measure, which is measure number 8, third line, measure 2 on the third line. It's actually called measure 8. It's just the second one. Second measure on the third line. We have 3-1-1. Then we have 3-3-0-1 as the last measure on the third line. Threes are on string 2. We have a 0 on string 1 and a 1 on string 2. And then we go to line number 4, which is measure 10. We have a 3 on string 2. We have a 0-1-0 on string 1. And it kind of sounds like that in the song. A couple eighth notes followed by a quarter. We'll get to the rhythm later. And then there's a final 1 on string 2. We repeat that. The ending note is different. I'm in line 4, measure 11, or the middle measure. Ends on a 3, string 2, fret 3. Remember that 3 means the fret number, not the finger number, the fret number, but we're going to match our finger number to the number. So we're going to match our ring finger, our third finger, to that 3 to play it. And the last measure on the fourth line is 1-3-0. String 2, and a little trick one. That's on string number 3, that's 0. Okay. So let's play lines 3 and 4. Now we're going to the last line. You will notice if you look at the last line and look at the first line that the first 3 measures 13, 14, and 15 are all the same as the first line. And then there's one ending measure that's slightly different. That's actually the same as measure number 8. I'm just going to go ahead and play through that now. Okay, and there you have it. That is Ode to Joy by Beethoven, Week 1, Lesson 1, Guitar90.com, Easy Learning System. Again, you have the MP3 as well, so you can just listen to the MP3 and look at your paper and play along. I will play it once through at the end here, and then we'll close out the video. Okay, that's Ode to Joy. A couple things to note. One, I would just do all down picking in the song to start with. You're just learning how to pick. And then, oh boy, what was the other thing? Oh, I was going to talk to you about this triangle motion that I tell some of my students. Some of my students are having trouble looking back and forth and losing their place. So here's what I want you to keep in mind, and something you can do as a beginner when you're first starting. Look at the music. For me, it's right in front of me on my computer. It might be in front of you on your music stand. You're going to look at the music. You're going to figure out what you need to do. Take one measure. And for this example, it's 0013, all on string 1. 0013. You're going to capture that in your mind. Now that you have that, you're going to look at your left hand And you're going to go, I need to be in this area here. I have a 0-0, which is no hand, and then I got a 1-3. Okay, so you're going to kind of line up your left hand and get ready to play. Now you're going to look at your right hand, and you're going to make sure your pick is all set on string number 1. So we look to the music, the left hand, the right hand. The music, the left hand, the right hand. Measure 2, left hand, right hand. Measure 3, left hand, right hand. You're capturing little bits of data in your mind and looking back and forth in this triangle motion. Music, left hand, right hand, music, left hand, right hand. A lot of people will tell you don't look at your hands. I completely disagree. 100% against it in the beginning. Why? Because we are looking to make sure that we're playing the notes correctly. We're looking for how to hold our hands, how to hold our guitar, how to hold the pick. There's a lot of moving pieces here. You're not just focused on the music, and we're not at the level yet of being able to play without looking at a piece of music. That will come down the road. Okay, but right now we need to be focused on the fundamentals and making sure you're holding your guitar correct, holding your pick correct, getting in the right location. If you're not looking at your guitar, you could be playing, stuff like this where you're way far away from the fret bar. And we're just going to have a mess. You could be hitting the wrong strings, So music, left hand, right hand. Music, left hand, right hand. That's how you should read the music. This is John Capity from John Capity Guitar Academy, your monthly guitar coach, www.monthlyguitarcoach.com. The curriculum is the Guitar 90 Easy Learning System, and you can grab a one-time offer by going to www.monthlyguitarcoach.com/one-time offer, all one word, one-time offer. If that's expired or too many students have signed up at that point, then just go to www.monthlyguitarcoach.com and grab a couple great deals. You got a lifetime deal and you got a monthly option. At some point, the lifetime deal is going away. So if you're watching this far in the future, you might only have a monthly option left. But again, www.monthlyguitarcoach.com. This is John Capity from John Capity Guitar Academy, your monthly guitar coach. And we'll see you in the next lesson.